Year 2479. Earth, Mars, and beyond humanity had changed. In the past, there were wars. Countries fought over land, power, and money. Billions died, but then came peace. A new age began when Earth joined the Galactic Council, a group of powerful alien civilizations that promised order, unity, and safety. For 70 years, there was no war. People lived longer, sickness was rare, and space travel became normal. Mars, Titan, and Europa had cities. Robots worked, AI helped, and the stars finally felt close. But peace is a strange thing. Sometimes it hides the truth. Sometimes it makes people blind. And sometimes it dies. Without a sound. Chapter 1. A message lost. Commander Raina Cole stood on the command deck of her ship. The horizon blade. The control panels glowed blue, showing steady signals from different colonies. Her second in command, Lieutenant Jace Morrill, stepped beside her. Still nothing from Mars, Commander. 12 hours of silence, he said, voice low. Raina narrowed her eyes. No emergency beacon? Jace shook his head. No distress signal. No outgoing comes. It's like the entire planet just went dark. Raina looked at the star map. Mars had always been stable. One of the oldest colonies. Full of life, families, trade centers, research labs. And now silence? Unusual. No. Impossible. Try again. Boost the signal. Use the old frequency, she ordered. The communications officer, Ensign Halley, nodded. Yes, ma'am. For a few seconds, the room stayed quiet. Then came a sound. A soft, broken voice through static. Raina leaned closer. They came from the council. No warning. Don't trust them. Shut it all down. The message cut out. Silence. Everyone on the bridge stared at each other, confused, worried. Raina straightened. Her voice was calm but sharp. Prep. The ship. We leave for Mars in 1 hour. Chapter 2. The Red Planet. The horizon blade jumped through space at light speed. It took only 20 minutes to reach Mars orbit. But what they saw was worse than they expected. The Mars station floated in darkness. No lights, no moving ships. No signals. Scan for life, Raina ordered. Scanners picking up. Nothing, Jace replied. No heat, no energy, just cold silence. Raina took a breath. We're going in. Gear up. She, Jace, and a small team boarded a shuttle and flew toward the surface. As they descended, the dust storms of Mars painted the windows red. When they landed near the central hub, Raina stepped out first. The ground was empty. No guards, no vehicles. The huge city was lifeless. They entered through the side hatch. The power was down. Emergency lights flickered. Inside, they found signs of chaos. Burn marks on walls. Broken doors. Blood. But no bodies. Raina crouched near a shattered screen. Where are the people? Jay scanned the area. Signs of movement. But not recent. 2 days old. Then Halley called out, Commander, I found something. They rushed to her position, a small pod. A data recorder, blinking red. Raina tapped the screen. A hologram appeared. A man with tired eyes, Governor Leeson of Mars. If you're seeing this, he said, then they've already silenced us. We thought we were safe. But it wasn't an attack from outside. It was from them, the Council. Ships marked with their code arrived 2 nights ago. They said it was a security inspection. We believed them. Fools. He paused, breathing hard. They took control of our systems. Then, they shut everything down. People vanished. Number. Gunfire, no sound. Just gone. And then experiments. Testing. Something about hybrids. Project Purity. The message glitched. One last thing. Don't trust anyone wearing the Council's badge. They are not who they say they are. The screen went black. Raina stared at it, silent. The Council. Betray Mars? Commander, Jace said quietly. We need to leave. Reyna nodded. Take the pod. We're going back. But as they turned, a sound echoed through the base. A deep metallic clunk. Then, the hallway. Lights turned red. Trap. Reyna shouted, Move! Chapter 3. Escape and fire. They ran through the base as doors started closing one by one. Automated security had been activated. Someone's remote controlling the system, Hallie said. It's not random. Outside, the shuttle lifted. Off just as drones appeared from the ground, dark silver. Spinning fast, the drones opened fire. Reyna pulled out her plasma rifle and fired back, hitting two. Jace grabbed Hallie and jumped behind a barrier. Cover fire! Reyna yelled. The shuttle doors opened, and the crew ran in. The pilot lifted off instantly. From above, the view was worse. Dozens of Black Council drones were rising from the sand like insects. Evasive maneuvers. The pilot shouted. The Horizon blade fired back, protecting the shuttle. Inside the main ship, Reyna watched the chaos from the bridge screen. They were waiting for us, she said coldly. This wasn't just silence. This was bait. Chapter 4. The beginning of the end. Back in orbit, the crew examined the datapod again. The full message showed maps, names, and council orders signed by high officials. One project kept repeating, Operation Purity. Reyna paced. Have we heard of this before? Jace shook his head. Nothing public. It was hidden, Hallie added, but it's real. Look at this: classified routes, cargo logs. People were being moved. Not just from Mars, but from other colonies too. Moved where? Reyna asked. Hallie's voice lowered. Unknown locations. All marked cleansing units. Reyna sat down, her face hard. She looked around at her team. We joined the Council for peace, for safety. But this is genocide. No one spoke. Then, an alert appeared on the screen. Incoming transmission. Galactic Council Command. Reyna accepted it. A hologram appeared. High Chancellor Darnik, head of the Council. His face calm, voice soft. Commander Cole, we received your report. You are advised to return to Earth Station Alpha for debriefing, immediately. Reyna stood tall. What happened on Mars? Darnik smiled. A biological event, contained, classified. Reyna's eyes narrowed. We have footage, witnesses. Darnik's smile faded. Commander, you have always served with honor. Don't throw that away by asking questions. Return, now. The screen cut off. Jace stared at Reyna. What now? She looked at her crew. Now, she said, we stop trusting the Council. Chapter 5. Shadows in the dark. That night, Reyna sat alone in her cabin, watching the stars through the glass dot. How did it come to this? The Council was everything. Order, progress, trust, but they had lied. Attacked their own people. Silenced entire colonies. Why? Her door beeped. It was Jace. He looked tense. I found something else, he said. The pod had an old security code. It unlocked a hidden folder. Reyna raised an eyebrow. What's in it? He hesitated. A list of test subjects. Human-alien hybrids. Enhanced soldiers. Children born with alien DNA from past wars. Reyna froze. Hybrids? Jace nodded. They're being hunted. Project Purity is about removing them. Completely. Reyna stood up. That's not peace. That's fear and murder. Jace agreed. There's more. One of the names ... is Nox. Reyna frowned. That's impossible. Nox disappeared years ago. He was a hacker. Dangerous. He's alive. Jace said. And he's sending us a message. Reyna walked to the screen. The message was short. You're not crazy. You're just late. Meet me. I'll show you what they're hiding. Attached was a location on the edge of Saturn's rings. Reyna smiled slightly. Then we're going to Saturn. Chapter 1. The ghost in the system, the Horizon Blade, traveled silently through deep space. Its destination was clear, the outer edge of Saturn's ring's cold, far, and forgotten. Commander Raina Cole stood on the bridge, staring at the growing ringed giant on the screen. She asked. 15 minutes, replied Jace. Coordinates. Match the message from Nox. Raina crossed her arms. Let's hope he's not setting a trap. No one truly trusted Nox. 10 years ago, he had been Earth's most wanted hacker. He broke into council systems, leaked military files, and vanished. Some believed he was dead. Some said the council captured and silenced him. Others whispered he lived in the shadows, watching everything. Now he had sent them a message. Why? Chapter 2. The ice base. The ship approached an icy asteroid floating just beyond Saturn's outer ring. The surface looked empty, but scanners showed life signs below. A hidden base, Hallie said. No transponders, no energy spikes. It's off the grid. Raina nodded. Let's go say hello. A small team, including Raina, Jace, and Hallie, took a shuttle and entered the base through a narrow cave tunnel. Inside, lights flickered on, revealing metal walls, computers, and old council tech. And there he was. Nox. Older now. His hair was longer, beard untrimmed, but his eyes were sharp. He wore a dark coat, full of tools and wires. A weapon hung at his side. Took you long enough, he said, smirking. Raina kept her hand near her holster. We're not friends. We don't have to be, Nox replied. We just have a common enemy. He walked over to a console and tapped a screen. A hologram appeared. Files, blueprints, names, and videos. Project Purity, he said. And the lies they're feeding. Earth. Raina watched silently. Chapter 3. The truth revealed. Nox explained everything. The council had discovered something years ago. Human-alien hybrids were evolving faster than expected. Stronger, smarter, immune to diseases. At first, the council supported the idea. Better soldiers, better workers. But then they feared them. Feared that hybrids could rise above pure humans. And even above the council. So they created Project Purity. A cleansing program. Every hybrid was tracked, tagged. Some were studied. Others were killed. The public was never told. Raina clenched her jaw. And Mars? Experiment zone, Nox said. The council needed to test how fast they could wipe out a hybrid-heavy colony. You saw the result. Jace stepped forward. Why now? Why tell us? Nox looked serious. Because you're different. You didn't follow the council's order to return. That means you're not under their control. Yet. He tapped the screen again. And because the council is watching every colony except this one. Chapter 4. The spy among us. Back aboard the Horizon Blade, Raina stared at the crew roster. She had a bad feeling. Something wasn't right. Then the alert came. Unauthorized transmission detected. Source. Deck 4 security ran in. They traced the signal. It came from Lieutenant Marek, Raina's second-in-command in charge of engineering. They found him inside the engine room, speaking into a small comms device. Raina confronted him. I had no choice, Marek said. They have my wife, my son. They showed me pictures. They said if I didn't report to them, they'd disappear. Raina didn't shoot him. She didn't even shout. She just asked one question. What did you tell them? Marek lowered his head. That we met with Nox, that we're heading to rebel zones. They know you've gone rogue. Raina. Turn to security. Put him in the brig. Don't hurt him. Jace looked at her. What now? She replied, now they know we're a threat. We stay in motion. We find the others. Others? He asked. Raina nodded. The hybrids. The ones still alive. Chapter 5. The hidden list. Back in Nox's base, the hacker shared the final piece of the puzzle. List, names, locations, ages. Children, soldiers, doctors, all. Hybrids. All marked for elimination. Raina stared at the list. Where are they now? Nox said. Scattered. Some are in hiding. Some were taken, but a few are fighting back. Fighting? Jace asked. Nox showed them a video. A hidden battle on Ganymede. A group of hybrid fighters ambushed a council supply ship. They took weapons and escaped. They call themselves the Lost Strain, Nox said. They don't want war, but they won't run either. Reyna thought for a moment. We need to find them. Talk to them. Join forces. Then you'll need this, Nox replied. He handed Reyna a data crystal. What is it? She asked. Proof, he said. Video files, orders, internal messages, everything showing the council's plan. With this, you can open people's eyes. Reyna took it and nodded. Let's wake them up. Chapter 6. Council response. As the Horizon Blade jumped through space, heading toward the coordinates of the Lost Strain, Reyna ordered a secret message to be sent. A Y-band transmission, coded, untraceable. A warning to independent colonies. The Council is not what it seems. Mars is gone. Others will follow. Stay alert. Stay hidden. Truth is coming. But they didn't know the Council was already responding. Back on Earth, High Chancellor Darnik stood before a room full of leaders. She has made her choice, he said. Commander Cole has turned against us. An advisor asked, do we terminate? Darnik smiled faintly. Not yet. First, we show the people what betrayal looks like. Then, we make her disappear. Outside Earth's orbit, a black ship launched. No flag, no name. Inside it was a special agent, tall, cold, quiet, and wearing Reyna's face. Chapter 7. Doubts and Decisions. Later that night, Reyna stood alone in her quarters, holding the data crystal. She knew this proof could start a rebellion or a war. Was she ready for that? A knock came. It was Jace. You okay? He asked. Reyna didn't answer immediately. Then she said, do you think we're doing the right thing? Jace smiled a little. We're doing the hard thing. That usually means it's right. She nodded. We've always trusted the Council. They were the law, the future. And now? He asked. Reyna looked out the window. Now they're the past. And we have to survive them. Just then, an alert rang. Incoming ship. No ID. High-speed. Reyna ran to the bridge. On screen, a dark, sharp ship approached. No response to hails. Heli said, weapons active. Raise shields, Reyna ordered. The enemy ship fired. Chapter 8. Fire and mirrors. A fierce battle began. Lasers struck shields. Missiles flew. The Horizon Blade took heavy hits, but returned fire with precision. Reyna ordered an evasive pattern. Keep them guessing. Jace shouted, they're targeting our engines. Then, something strange happened. A transmission came in from the enemy ship. Reyna opened the channel and saw herself. Her own face. Same voice. Same uniform. The fake Reyna said, you've gone too far. Stand down, or be erased. The real Reyna stared in shock. What is this? Nox, watching from a separate screen, said calmly, clone, made from your DNA. A perfect tool to destroy your name. The battle continued. Eventually, Reyna's ship managed to disable the clone ship's weapons. It drifted, smoking. Reyna looked at the screen again. I'm not the traitor, she said. You are. Then she cut the feed. Chapter 9. Anew. Direction. After the battle, the crew repaired the damage. Marek, still in the brig, requested to speak to Rayna. She visited him. I want to help now, he said. I made a mistake. Reyna looked at him. You did. But we're not perfect. If you're loyal now, earn it. He nodded. Outside, the stars moved past the windows. Saturn was behind them now. Ahead, the moons of Jupiter. Their next stop. The last known base of the Lost Strain. Reyna stood on the bridge. The crew waited for her orders. She took a deep breath. No more silence, she said. We find the others. We expose the truth. and we make the Council answer for what they've done. Chapter 1. Shadows of Jupiter. The Horizon Blade entered orbit around Callisto, one of Jupiter's largest moons. From space, the surface looked dead gray, icy, and silent, but Raina Cole knew what was hidden below. The last known coordinates of the lost strain were deep underground, in an old mining facility abandoned years ago. Jace stood beside her, watching the sensors. Still no signals, no signs of life. Raina replied, "That's how you stay hidden." She turned to the crew. "Prepare a landing team. We go in quiet." As the shuttle descended, snow whipped around them. The sky was dark, no sun, no sound. Just cold dot. They entered the mine shaft. Steel doors creaked. Lights flickered. And somewhere in the dark, eyes were watching. Chapter 2. The rebels. Raina's team moved slowly. Weapons ready. Then dash movement. Double quotes hold fire. Raina shouted. Dozens of figures stepped out from the shadows, men, women, even children. They were armed, scarred, dressed in mix-matched armor. One woman stepped forward. Her skin shimmered faintly in the dark. Her eyes glowed silver, a hybrid. "I am Kale," she said. "Leader of the lost strain. Why are you here?" Raina lowered her weapon. "We're not enemies. We know about Project Purity. We saw what happened on Mars." Kale narrowed her eyes. "And you expect me to believe a Council officer?" "I left the Council," Raina replied. "I brought proof. And a message. You are not alone." For a moment, there was silence. Then, Kale said, "Come inside." Chapter 3. Stories of Pain. The rebels led Raina's team deep underground. The base was larger than expected. Tunnels, rooms, even gardens growing under artificial lights. Children played quietly. Elders cooked food. But every face showed pain, fear, and hope. Kale showed them a room filled with old files, pictures, and bodies. "They call us mistakes," she said. "But we were made by them, born in labs, raised to fight their wars. And when they were done, they tried to erase us." Raina nodded. "We've seen the Council's lies. We have a data crystal. With it, we can show the galaxy the truth." Kale looked at her. "Truth won't stop war, but it might give us a chance." Chapter 4. The mission. Later, Kale showed Raina a map. "There's a Council research station on Io," she said. "Hidden, guarded. That's where they're taking captured hybrids." Raina frowned. "What are they doing to them?" Kale's voice turned cold. "Experiments, modifications, torture. I escaped from there 3 years ago, but many haven't." Jace asked, "What do you want us to do?" Kale looked at them all. "Help us get inside. Free the prisoners. Steal what data you can. And bring the Council's crimes to light." Raina nodded slowly. "We'll do it, together." Chapter 5. Secrets on Io. 3 days later, the Horizon. Blade approached Io, a burning, volcanic moon. The hidden Council facility was under the surface, shielded from scans. Knox joined the team again, working through the systems. "This place is a fortress," he said. "Security drones, laser fields, biolocks." Raina turned to Kale. "You sure this is the right place?" Kale's jaw was tight. "I remember the screams." The team split into 2 groups. Raina would enter through the vents with Kale and Jace, while Hallie and Knox hacked the external defenses. It was time to strike. Chapter 6. Into the fire. Crawling through metal tunnels, the team reached the control room. Jace disabled the cameras. Kale opened the sealed doors inside. The horrors became real. Prisoners, young hybrids, were locked in glass cells. Some were asleep. Others were unconscious. Machines hummed around them. A tall Council scientist walked into view. He wore white armor, cold eyes, no soul. Kale froze. "Dr. Veller." Raina raised her weapon. "Hands up." Veller didn't flinch. "Ah, Commander Cole. I expected you. You're predictable." Kale stepped forward, rage in her eyes. You killed my sister, Veller smiled. I improved her, Kale fired. One clean shot. He fell. Alarms blared. Rescue them now. Reyna shouted. Chapter 7. Escape the cells unlocked. Dozens of hybrids ran free. Some could barely walk. Others moved fast, helping their friends. Kale guided them to the transport room. Meanwhile, the Council's black ships arrived in orbit. The Horizon Blade is under attack. Hallie called through comms. Reyna turned to Jace. We hold them. Off. Get the kids out first. They fought their way out, hallway by hallway. Drones fired. Explosions shook the station. But then a surprise. Marek, once the traitor, now returned to help. He led backup forces from the Horizon Blade, clearing a path for evacuation. I owed you, he told Reyna. Reyna smiled. You just paid half. Chapter 8. Broadcast to the stars. Back aboard the ship, Reyna held the data crystal. It had files from the lab, videos, test logs, orders from High Council members to kill innocent children. It was time. She turned to Knox. Can you send it to all colonies? Knox smirked. Watch me. He tapped the screen. A signal went out, encrypted, global, unstoppable. Across the galaxy, people saw the truth. Council lies. The genocide of hybrids. Secret labs. False peace. Reyna appeared on screen. This is Commander Reyna Cole. If you still believe in justice, in truth, stand up. The Council betrayed us. But together, we can take our future back. Chapter 9. Divided Worlds. The message spread fast. Some colonies broke contact with the Council. Protests began on Earth. Riots on Titan. Ships refused Council orders, but the Council fought back. Fake news, said Chancellor Darnick. Terrorist. Lies. Then, he declared Reyna and her crew enemies of the galaxy. A bounty was placed on their heads. Reyna smiled when she heard. If they're that scared, we're doing something right. But in the shadows, something darker moved. A secret. Meeting took place between High Council leaders. We must activate Project Silence, Darnick said. Find the hybrids. Kill the rebels. Burn their hope before it spreads. Chapter 10. The coming Warkale stood with Reyna on the deck of the Horizon Blade, watching the stars. We shook the system, Kale said. But now they'll come harder. Reyna nodded. We'll be ready. Around them, hybrid soldiers trained. Engineers fixed weapons. Knox upgraded security. A new alliance was being born, humans and hybrids. Rebels and soldiers. Together, Jace came up behind them. We've got new signals. Colonies offering support, supplies, fighters. Reyna looked at them all. We're not just running anymore. We're building something, a force they can't silence. She turned to the stars. This is just the beginning. Chapter 1. After the broadcast, the galaxy had heard the truth. Every screen, every ship, every colony received Reyna's message. The Council's lies were exposed, but truth came with a heavy price. On Earth, riots burned streets. People shouted against the Council, but the Council responded with force. Soldiers marched into cities, arresting protesters. The message was clear. Dissent would not be tolerated. Reyna watched the news from the bridge of the Horizon Blade. Is this what we wanted? Jace asked. Reyna sighed. We wanted justice. But this is the cost. Chapter 2. Betrayal within. Back on the ship, Marek's time in the brig was over. He was allowed back on the crew. But some still looked at him with suspicion. One night, Hallie found Marek alone in the engine room. Marek, she said, I don't trust you yet. He looked at her, tired. I don't blame you. But you're here now, she said. So prove it. Marek nodded. I will. But deep inside, Marek felt torn. His family was still held by the Council. He feared what might happen if they were harmed. Chapter 3. The Council's response. High Chancellor Darnick sat in his office, staring at the screens showing Reyna's face. She's a threat. he said. An advisor spoke quietly. We should launch a full attack. Darnik shook his head. Not yet. We need to be smarter. He pressed a button. Activate Project Silence. Across the galaxy, secret teams moved. They hunted hybrids and rebels. No one knew where they came from. No one knew when they would strike. Chapter 4. Shadows of Doubt. Reyna held a meeting with her crew. We're running out of time, she said. We have enemies everywhere. Kale spoke up. We can fight, but we need allies. Jace added, some colonies are scared. Some still believe the Council. Hallie showed data. The Council controls communication. They block our messages. Reyna clenched her fists. Then, we make new paths. We send our own messages. We break their control. Marek spoke quietly. I know a way. All eyes turned to him. Chapter 5. The risky plan. Marek explained. The Council has secret satellites. They watch everything. But there's one old station near Titan, he said. It's outdated, but still works. If we take it over, we can broadcast freely. Kale frowned. It's risky. Reyna smiled slightly. Risk is all we have left. They prepared the mission. Chapter 6. The Titan Station. Team landed on Titan. The station was cold and dark. Inside, the equipment was old, but still functional. Jace worked quickly, hacking into the system. Suddenly, alarm sounded. Trap! Hallie shouted. Council soldiers stormed in. A fight broke out. Reyna and Kale fought side by side. Marek surprised everyone, taking down 2 soldiers. They barely escaped with control of the station. Chapter 7. A voice for the rebels from Titan. They sent a new broadcast, this time. It was stronger. They showed proof. They showed survivors. They showed hope. The message reached more colonies, more rebels, more humans who questioned the Council, but the Council's anger grew. Chapter 8. A dangerous offer. One night, an encrypted message arrived for Rayna. It was from Chancellor Darnik. He offered a deal. Surrender, the message said. End this rebellion. I will guarantee safety for your crew. Reyna read the message aloud. Jace laughed bitterly. They want us to give up, Kale said quietly. It's a trap. Reyna nodded. But we have to answer. Chapter 9. The choice. The crew gathered. Do we surrender? Reyna asked. No, Jace said firmly. Fight, Kale added. But what about our families? Marek asked. Reyna looked at him. We fight so our families and everyone else can live free. They agreed. Rayna sent a reply. No deals, no surrender. Chapter 10. Preparing for war. The broadcast had changed everything. The Council sent ships to hunt them. Reyna's crew trained harder. They built new weapons. They prepared for the coming war. Reyna stood on the bridge. Her face was tired, but determined. She looked at the stars. This is our fight. Chapter 1. The first strike. The horizon blade flew through the blackness of space. Lights dimmed, engines quiet. Reyna stood at the command deck, staring at the map in front of her. Target confirmed, Jay said. Council supply ship, minimal. Escort, perfect, Reyna replied. It's time we hit back. They didn't have a big army. No fleets. No bases. But they had something more dangerous. Purpose. Reyna, Kale, Jace, Hallie, and a few rebels boarded the Council ship during its refuel stop. In 5 minutes. It was over. They took the cargo. Left a message burned on the wall. You created this war. Chapter 2. Rising resistance. After that, rebels across the galaxy followed their lead. Small attacks, supply disruptions, messages of truth sent to every corner of the galaxy. The Council tried to block it, tried to silence them, but hope spread like fire. People whispered Reyna's name. They called her the Flame. But fame came with danger. Chapter 3. The trap on Eros. Reyna received a message from an old contact on Eros Station. Information about Project Silence, it said. Come alone. Against her team's advice, she went. Kale gave her a tracker. If anything feels wrong, press it. Reyna nodded and entered Era Station's lower levels, but it was a trap. Council agents surrounded her. One aimed a dart at her neck. She fought, took out two, but there were too many. Suddenly, the wall exploded. Kale and Jace burst in, guns blazing. They rescued her, barely escaping. Reyna looked at Kale. I pressed the button. Kale smirked. I know. You always were bad at subtlety. Chapter 4. The toll of war. Back on the ship, Hallie showed the latest news. Whole colonies were being punished for helping rebels. On a moon called Dione, the council destroyed a water plant. Thousands died. Reyna felt the weight of every life. I started this, she whispered. Kale put a hand on her shoulder. No, they did. You just lit the match. But Reyna didn't sleep that night. She watched the stars and counted names she could no longer save. 5. Marek's decision. Marek sat alone in his quarters, staring at a picture of his daughter. He hadn't seen her in months. The council still had her. A message came through his private channel. We will free your family if you give us the rebels' location. He stared at it. Shut it off. But the temptation stayed in his mind. Later that night, Jace caught him near the comms. Marek. Lead. Just checking signals. Jace said nothing, but his eyes stayed sharp. Chapter 6. Ghost Fleet. Nox hacked into a classified council database. He found something strange. Dozens of warships. Hidden. No ID. No records. They're calling it the Ghost Fleet. Nox said. Built for one purpose. Erase all rebel worlds. In one strike, Reyna's blood ran cold. How much time do we have? Nox looked grim. Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe less. They needed help. Fast. Chapter 7. A new Elikao made contact with an old friend, General Hessa, a former council commander who had gone silent after speaking out against Project Purity. She was hiding on a cold mining world named Jara, Reyna. And Kale flew there under fake IDs. They found Hessa in an old bunker, guarding a few loyal soldiers. Reyna told her everything. Hessa looked at them, then nodded. You'll have my ships. Kale asked, why help now? Hessa replied, because I saw what they did to children, and I couldn't sleep since. The alliance grew stronger. Chapter 8. The attack on Haven. Just as hope returned, tragedy struck. A rebel base on the moon Haven filled with families, medics, and engineers was attacked by the Ghost Fleet. Reyna got the distress call too. Late. By the time they arrived, it was ashes. Bodies floated in space. Kale dropped to her knees when she saw the destruction. Reyna stood silent, fists clenched, shaking with rage. We fight, she said. No more running. Chapter 9. Losses as they mourned the dead. Marek slipped away from the group. He went to a secure terminal, typed a short message. Coordinates uploaded. Now give me my family. He pressed send. Seconds later, the system locked. Reyna stepped out of the shadows holding a gun. I was hoping I was wrong. Marek's eyes filled with tears. They have my daughter. Jace appeared beside her. And you just sold everyone else's. Reyna lowered the weapon. You don't get to choose who lives by betraying others. Marek was placed under guard. Again, but this time, there was no trust left. Chapter 10. The line drawn back on the command deck. The crew gathered. Reyna looked around. We've lost friends. We've lost homes, but we still have each other. She pointed at the stars. And now the Ghost Fleet is moving. We have days, maybe hours. Kale stood beside her. This time we don't just run or hide, we fight. Nox, Hallie, Jace all nodded. Rayna raised her voice. They called us terrorists. Mistakes, rebels. But we are the voice of every colony that can't speak. We are the shield for every child they hunt, and we will not break. She took a deep breath. They want a war? We'll give them one. Chapter 1. The countdown. The Ghost Fleet had moved. Nox tracked their path through intercepted Council signals. "They're headed to Eris Prime," he said. "One of the biggest rebel colonies." Reyna stared at the map. "How long?" "2 days." Hallie answered. They had no time. No large army. Just small scattered cells, broken ships, and a few trusted allies. Reyna knew this was it. If Eris Prime falls, she said, the flame dies with it. Chapter 2. The Rally Cal. Reyna stood in front of a camera, live signal. Open channel. Every rebel base tuned in. "This is Reyna Kale," she said. Her voice steady, strong. "They are coming. A fleet of death. But we are still here. And together, we are stronger than they ever expected." She paused. "This is the moment we rise." Ships answered. Messages poured in. "We'll fight with you. The flame lives. Freedom or nothing." For the first time, Reyna didn't feel alone. Chapter 3. Forgiveness and focus. Marek was still locked away. Reyna visited him. "You're lucky I didn't space you," she said. "I know," Marek replied. He looked older now, weaker. "Is my daughter alive?" Reyna sat down across from him. "Yes, we rescued her." Marek's eyes filled with tears. "But don't ask me to trust you again," she added. He nodded. "I just want to help now." "Please," Reyna stood. "We'll see." Chapter 4. The battle planned. A rebel fleet gathered near Eris Prime's orbit. 37 ships. Most were old, damaged, or small. Kale stood before a holomap. "We can't match them in strength," she said. "But we can outsmart them." She pointed at key spots. Asteroid fields, gravity wells, hidden satellites. "We use space itself." Reyna added, "This isn't just survival. This is the fight to wake up the whole galaxy." The crew got ready. Chapter 5. Fire and Steel. The Ghost Fleet arrived. Black, massive, deadly, Council warships lined up like a wall of shadow. Reyna's ships rose to meet them. The first shots were fired. The battle began. Chapter 6. Chaos in the Stars. Explosions lit the dark sky. Reyna's fighters weaved between enemy ships. Nox hacked Council drones mid-flight, turning them back. Hallie led the ground forces on Eris Prime, defending the colony from drop troops. Jace flew close support, risking his life every second. Kale and Reyna remained on the command ship, sending orders, adapting to chaos. The sky became a burning storm. Chapter 7. Losses and heroes. Ships fell. Friends died. Captain Relo, one of Reyna's earliest allies, was hit during a dive run. His last message: "Tell them I'm proud." Hallie was shot, injured while saving civilians. Jace's ship caught fire. He ejected just in time. Marek, from his locked room, broke free and entered engineering, fixing a failing core reactor with his bare hands. No one noticed until later. His action saved the ship. Chapter 8. The turning point. As the battle dragged on, the rebels began to fall back. The Council ships pushed forward, confident of victory. Then, something unexpected happened. General Hessa's secret fleet jumped in. She had doubled her forces in secret. Her ships attacked from behind, catching the Council off guard. Reyna saw it on her screen and smiled. "They thought we were finished," she said. "Now we begin." Chapter 9. The flame burns brighter. Reyna's ship led a final charge straight toward the Council flagship. Kale guided the cannons. "Target engines," she shouted. "Fire now." Reyna ordered. The shot hit clean. The Council ship cracked, split in half. Across the battlefield, Council ships began to retreat. Some exploded. Some ran for the first time. The Ghost Fleet looked afraid. Chapter 10. The aftermath. The battle lasted 12 hours, but when it ended, Eris Prime still stood, burned, scarred but alive. The rebels had won. Reyna stood before the survivors. "This was just one battle," she said. "But now the galaxy knows. We are not weak. We are not broken. We are rising." They cheered her. "Name it, Reyna, Reyna, the flame." Kale stood beside her. "You did it." Reyna shook her head. No, we did it. She looked at the stars. This is just the beginning. Chapter 1. Victory's silence. Ares Prime was saved, but victory brought no peace. Reyna sat quietly in her quarters. The stars outside the window looked calm. Too calm. They'll come harder now, Kale said as she walked in. They always do, Reyna replied. She turned to Kale. It's time to go to Earth. Kale's eyes widened. Earth? That's suicide. Maybe, Reyna said. But that's where the truth must end. Chapter 2. A message from the inside. Knox cracked anew. Council signaled that it wasn't a threat, that it was a warning from someone inside Earth Command. They called themselves Shadow Light. The message was simple. There, hiding something deep beneath Council Tower. Something worse than Project Purity. Come, if you dare. Reyna looked at the others. This is it. Jace leaned forward. If what they're hiding goes public, Hallie finished. We could take down the Council for good. Reyna nodded. Then let's finish what we started. Chapter 3. The plan for Earth. Getting to Earth wouldn't be easy. The planet was locked down. No rebel ship had ever made it past orbit. Reyna's team created a risky plan. Step 1. Use fake IDs to land a small team on a cargo vessel. Step 2. Sneak into New Geneva, the heart of Council operations. Step 3. Find Shadowlight. Get proof. Escape alive. Jace laughed. That's it. Just break into the most guarded place in the galaxy? Reyna smirked. Exactly. Chapter 4. Into the lion's den. The day came. Reyna, Kale, Hallie, and Jace boarded a disguised supply ship. Marek stayed behind this time, by choice. I've done enough damage, he said. But if you need a distraction, one can give you one. The supply ship entered Earth's atmosphere without being detected. Reyna looked at the blue sky. I never thought I'd see Earth again, she whispered. But Earth didn't feel like home anymore. It felt like danger. Chapter 5. City of Lies. New Geneva was beautiful on the outside. Tall towers, clean streets, blue banners of the Council waving in the wind. But beneath it all, it was a prison. Drones watched every move. Patrols marched silently. People smiled with fear in their eyes. Reyna and her team moved through the city in stolen uniforms. Feels like a graveyard, Hallie whispered. Reyna agreed. They buried truth here. Chapter 6. Into the tower. They found the secret entrance Shadowlight described. A maintenance shaft beneath the tower. Jace hacked the locks. They went deep, underground, deeper than any public records showed. The air grew colder. The walls changed from metal to dark stone. Finally they reached a massive sealed door. Kale placed her hand on it. What is this place? Reyna didn't answer. She didn't know. Chapter 7. The core secret. Inside they found it. A laboratory. Old, forgotten, and inside it, hundreds of tanks, each filled with something horrifying. Not just hybrid experiments, not just AI, but copies. Clones of rebel leaders, prisoners, even civilians. They weren't just killing us, Jace whispered. They were learning how to replace us. Hallie stared at a tank labeled with her name. I'm already dead here, she muttered. Reyna's voice cracked. This is the truth they feared. Then came a voice behind them. You weren't supposed to see this. Chapter 8. Face to face. A tall figure stepped forward. Cold eyes, perfect posture. High Chancellor Darnik, I let you come here, he said, because now I can end it. You've lost, Reyna said, stepping forward. Darnik smirked. I've just begun. He snapped his fingers. Security bots swarmed the chamber. The team ran for cover. Jace planted explosives. We blow the lab. We take the data, Reyna agreed. No matter what, this place must burn. Chapter 9. Sacrifice. As the team ran back to the surface, one exit was blocked. Jace stayed behind. I'll hold them off. You go. No, Reyna shouted, but Jace pushed her into the elevator and closed the door. His last words came through the cum. Tell them. We weren't silent. The lab exploded below them. The ground shook. Reyna screamed but didn't cry. She had no time. Chapter 10. The world awakens back on the ship. Marek had done his part. He created a massive signal burst. Enough to reach every colony. Reyna uploaded the footage of the lab. The tanks, the clones. Darnik's words. It played across every screen in the galaxy. This wasn't just rebellion anymore. It was revolution. Protests erupted on Earth. Colonies cut ties with the council. Council leaders vanished. Some were hunted, and the people chanted. One named Reyna. But Reyna sat alone, staring at the stars. They had lost Jace. The war was almost over. But the price had been high. Chapter 1. After the fire, the galaxy had seen the truth. The clone lab. The lies, the council's darkness. Protests turned into revolts. Whole planets declared independence. Council towers fell, but Earth still stood wounded. Not broken, Reyna sat inside the horizon blade, watching the chaos spread on screen. Hallie entered, limping from old injuries. They're scared now, she said. Reyna shook her head. Scared men are dangerous. Kale joined them. What's the plan? Reyna's eyes narrowed. We finish it. Chapter 2. The Last Stand. The council had only one stronghold left. Citadel 1, a sky fortress above Earth, guarded by defense rings and AI-controlled destroyers. That's where High Chancellor Darnik was hiding. Reyna knew it wouldn't end until he was removed. Kale loaded a data chip. We have every crime they committed. If we can broadcast this from the Citadel's core, every council system will collapse. Then we hit 2 targets, Reyna said. Take Darnik. And take the signal tower. Marek stepped forward. Let me go with you. Reyna looked him in the eyes. Okay, but no mistakes this time. Chapter 3. Enter the storm. The horizon blade broke through the Earth's atmosphere with a fleet of allied ships. Fighters from rebel colonies. Smugglers turned soldiers. Former council officers who'd switched sides. Everyone knew this was the end. Missiles fired. Drones swarmed. The rebels lost 3 ships in the first minute, but they kept going. Reyna's ship dived straight toward the Citadel. Hold tight. Kale shouted. A shockwave hit. Then they broke through. Chapter 4. Inside the fortress. Reyna, Kale, Marek, and Hallie entered the Citadel through a maintenance dock. The halls were cold and bright. Too quiet. Kale's scanner beeped. Trap ahead. Good, Reyna said. Let them try. The trap came. Turrets, drones, electrified walls. But the team moved like fire. Marek hacked doors. Hallie covered them. Kale dropped guards with precise shots. Reyna led with fire in her eyes. They split at the control room. Reyna and Kale went after Darnik. Marek and Hallie headed to the signal core. Chapter 5. Face to face at the top of the Citadel. Reyna entered the central chamber. Darnik waited, standing before a massive window showing Earth below. You made it, he said. Reyna raised her gun. This ends now, Darnik smiled. You think killing me fixes it? The system is bigger than both of us. Kale moved slowly to flank him. Reyna answered. Then we burn the system down. Darnik pulled a small device. One word, and your fleet dies. Kale shot the device from his hand. No more games, she said. Chapter 6. Meanwhile, in the core, Marek and Hallie reached the signal control room. It was heavily guarded. Hallie winced. Her leg was slowing her down. I'll cover you, she said. You get the upload started. Marek hesitated. Hallie, she smiled. Go. Marek ran to the terminal and began the process. Footsteps approached. Gunfire rang out. Hallie fought like a storm until a blast knocked her to the ground. Marek screamed, but the upload was almost done. Chapter 7. A final choice. Back in the main chamber, Reyna faced Darnik. Why? She asked. Why clone us? Why destroy so many? Darnik laughed. Because control is peace. Freedom is chaos. Reyna lowered her gun slightly. That's where you're wrong. Suddenly, Darnik pulled a blade and rushed her. Reyna blocked. It's struggling as the two fought hand-to-hand. Kale jumped in, punching Darnik back, but Darnik stabbed her in the side. Kale! Reyna screamed. Kale fell to the ground, bleeding. Rage filled Reyna. She struck Darnik once, twice until he hit the floor. Then, silence. Reyna looked down. He wasn't moving. It was over. Chapter 8. The signal goes live. Marek hit the final button. The truth. Every file, every secret flashed across the galaxy. Not just the clone project, not just the betrayals, but names, faces, every lie the Council had ever told. People watched in shock. Then in rage, the Council's network fell. And with it, their power. Chapter 9. A New Dawn. 1 week later, Council ships surrendered. Earth cities opened their doors. Colonies celebrated with fire and light. Reyna stood on a rooftop in New Geneva, now free. Beside her, Kale sat bandaged, but alive. Hallie limped toward them, smiling. They're rebuilding the schools already. Marek arrived, holding a small child, his daughter. She wants to meet her heroes, he said. Reyna looked at the city below. It wasn't perfect, but it was theirs again. Chapter 10. The Last Flame. A crowd gathered. Reyna stepped onto a platform. People from every planet, every race, every past. They chanted her name, but she raised a hand. This isn't about me, she said. It's about us. We were lied to, used, hurt, but we rose. And now we build something better. She paused. And if they try to control us again, we'll remember. Her voice softened. We are the flame, and we don't burn out. The crowd roared. The galaxy was finally free. The end.